about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/conroeculture.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio.
All right, we're
from
back.
your Google Play or Apple
This is Dick
Store.
Schisler with Morning's Lone Star, irlonestar.com. If you were joining us at 8 a.m. this morning, we had our friend Cody Spence of Catering by All-Star Catering in. You can check out that interview on our YouTube, Facebook. We are back live on Lone Star Community Radio, Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, worldwide, irlonestar.com. And, of course, we broadcast all of our interviews, live interviews, on our Facebook and YouTube page simultaneously. So we're live all over the place. Today's special guest at 9 o'clock, or 9:15 really, 9:16, is my buddy Taylor Coibion. And he is a local fitness health expert, I guess, or guru or whatever. He's also, he had a show with us previously a while back called Young Professional Conroe. If you remember, on Friday, we had Son Chang in, and he is part of that band, that's how I met Taylor. And he is the owner and facilitator at the OC Wellness. And you can check out all that information in the description. If you want to get healthy, he can help you. If you want to get fit, he can help you. If you want to, I think that's pretty much it, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Right?
I mean, there's little things in there, but yeah, you got it. That was
well,
nice.
I mean, because you're more of a, I don't really know how to, like, you're not a personal trainer. You're kind of like everything.
I'm a holistic health coach.
Well, see, I don't even like that word.
I don't like the word holistic because
people think it's kind of
quacky.
Yeah, it's like voodoo or something like that.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, it's not legitimate.
Yeah.
To me, you're more of a health trainer.
Health coach encompasses everything.
Because you do physical and you also do mental, and because you do yoga.
Nutritional, mental, postural, pain management. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's all under there.
So there's got to be a cooler word.
Other than health coach, right?
Yeah,
no, it's just coach.
Health coach is good. I think health, because that kind of encompasses everything.
People call you, yeah, but not too many people seem to actually know, what is a health coach? I get that a lot.
Yeah.
And so they know what a personal trainer is.
Well, what I'm saying, I think if you say health coach, they can interpret it as anything they want that applies to them.
Yeah.
Because, say I'm already fit, right? I'm a fit guy, but I need, say I'm diabetic all of a sudden, and I need to change my diet. You could help me change my diet.
Yeah.
So, but I'm already a fit guy. But if I call you a health coach, I can still apply that because I need your help with nutrition, because I don't know how to, I'm gluten-free now or whatever, that gluten sensitive.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, that's how I see it. Because health coach could be anything.
It can. And I mean, it, by definition, it does encompass all aspects of health. It's just there. So health coach works.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, same.
But see, I will let you know, and I will let listeners know, everything that Taylor represents and does, I do opposite.
That's true.
I do not work out. I do not eat well. I just go until I want to go until my heart stops. Let's just do it.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with living your life that way.
I smoke cigarettes.
Do you
drugs.
smoke cigarettes?
No, I don't.
I've never seen you smoke a cigarette.
No.
I've seen you eating some weird stuff back there while we were podcasting.
Yeah.
But I never said anything, did I?
No.
That's a no judgment zone.
No. I mean, I've been around you for a while to understand how passionate you are about the health world, and always trying to figure out what works for the individual. Because that's why I like your name, the OC Wellness, the original captain, and that's you, not Taylor you, but the listener.
Yeah, that's the individual.
You're the captain of your life.
Yep, and you're original in your own way.
Yeah, so everyone's unique and all that kind of good stuff, especially with your food. The more we learn about genetics, it's crazy, isn't it?
On how individualized things are.
Yeah, this type of plant or fruit might do something different for this person, that kind of stuff. Because it really does get down to that.
It does. I mean, so here's the thing. The fun part about genetics, right? We're in the very, very early infancy stages of learning on, especially applying genetics to food or exercise and so on and so forth. And there was a more recent study, and to show you how individualized it can get, even outside of the genetic markers, they actually found that the genetic markers did not trump individual sustainability. And what's sustainable for one is not sustainable for another. Mm-hmm. So do genetic markers come into play to some role? Yes. But do they trump what is sustainable for your personal lifestyle and whatever you might have going on. Say you've got 3 kids, say you've got 1 kid, say you've got no kids. All these things come into play, and they ended up trumping that. But that's still individualized.
Well, yeah, because they're like, last time I read something that was interesting is more of like where you grew up. So like there's people who grew up, for example, in like a tropical area back in the day. This isn't today's standard.
You're talking about ancestral.
Ancestral, it's like what they ate was totally different from what the Europeans would eat over in rainy day UK. So it's like, and then that's why they're always healthier in tropical areas because they're sweating and they're eating fruit and eating better stuff than they would be eating in the UK.
They're eating healthier things, and some areas kind of advanced more with what they. I don't know if advanced implies good, and it's advancements aren't always good in nature. So, but they did advance further in the UK versus other tropical climates, wherever you want to put that, on a food or nutritional aspect. So things.
Well, I think it's because in those tropical areas, everything that was available to them was better.
And easier to come by.
And easier, so it's like they're satisfied. Like we don't really need to figure out how to cook meat because we can just eat this fruit. But in the UK, they're like, this place sucks. We got to survive. We got to figure out how to make everything last.
And in a lot of tropical areas, I mean, the UK and the whole European area advanced further in population density.
Yeah.
Versus a lot of the tropical areas, I mean, population density progressed at a lower rate. So there wasn't this, we need to find food. We need to get it. We need to get it so that way we lose less lives. It was more natural selection and get what you get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, and today, I can't imagine trying to be disciplined in the health world because just the way our world works.
Well, I'll ask, what is discipline?
Well, like for example, say you have a medical condition that makes you have to do something like specific. Mm-hmm. So like say you had a kidney transplant, you got to follow a different protocol of what you can eat. And like, so there's a discipline to that and you have to do that. But in today's world, it's like you can go to McDonald's, you go out to eat, Uber. Now with Uber Eats, it's just like you don't have to do anything when it comes to food prep. You're just like, whatever, I'll get on my phone and I'll do it.
Boom, done.
And I think that's because the only people I meet who are disciplined, it's because of some catalyst in their life that drove them that way.
For a lot, yeah.
And they kept the discipline of, eating just leaves and chicken or something like that. But like most people who are just like nothing's ever really gone wrong medically for them.
They're usually not proactive.
It's just like, oh yeah, it's like, oh today I have the worst eating habits because I forget to eat. Like I've always been that way. Where like I'll just be like, oh I'm good, and then at 8 o'clock I'll eat. And then I'll just go to bed. And I'm like, how many, like if you look at my intake, I've probably eaten average like a meal and a half a day and not the traditional 3 meals. And I'm like, no wonder I'm tired all the time because I'm not eating enough and not eating well.
Yeah.
But that's just me. And I'm like, I probably need to get better at this. And so my wife's helping me prepare lunches and prepare breakfasts. And
that helps.
Because I'm like, I'm up, I'm going, I'm out.
Yeah, discipline's kind of and you said in the health world, but it's one of those things that some people are great at what they do. They're very disciplined in one area of their life, but not in others. And then the more rare people that are disciplined in all areas of life, or at least
are psychopaths,
right?
Yeah.
Deep down, they're sociopaths, and but it's this mental compartmentalization. And like, there's a lot of people, a lot of books, a lot of successful people say, how fast can you flip your switch? How fast can you be zeroed in on one thing and then forget about it and swap it for another and be totally dialed in? And
see, I can sleep on a dime.
Can you?
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
So that's the one thing I can know, like when you're talking about swapping like the focus, it's like I can easily go to sleep. But maybe because I'm tired all the time. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. But I know a lot of people, they just
yeah.
No, I gotta follow a whole routine, man.
I believe it because I mean it's interesting because everyone's a little different, and everyone's especially the age is such a big impact on what you can achieve. And
maybe not to use the word can.
Well, I meant more of like, okay, say I'm 60 years old, it's not reasonable to think I can do a 300-pound bench press unless I start training for that.
Yeah.
Out the gate. I'm saying like when you're just like, oh, I want to get better.
Oh no, you're talking about instantly go do it?
Yeah,
oh,
like,
absolutely.
Because if I was 18, I could be like, oh, I could go run a mile. If I'm 70, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go run a mile. I don't know about that.
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of 18-year-olds lately that they just.
But
I don't think they can. They can't go out and run miles right off the jump.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but you don't understand what I mean. It's like
I'm following.
Yeah. Different age.
I'm just picking at it.
Age impacts happens. And,
It does.
And especially when you're starting, like that, you're starting anew. So it's like it's psychologically, it's really different on people because they might start at 30, might start at 60, might start at 15.
Oh, and your starting points are completely different.
Yeah.
And then it's important not to let that psychologically get to you.
Yeah.
And come in and create doubt. If you start catching a lot of people, like you said, let's take an 18-year-old, let's take a 40-year-old, and let's take a 60-year-old. Their starting points are very different. And whenever you walk into a gym with a whole lot of different people, then you start looking around and seeing what other people are doing. And then you're thinking about, well, maybe I just go ahead and start there, and then they end up getting hurt, and then they get down on themselves. Or I can't, look at me, I can't even do that. Don't let those thoughts into your head.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's always, especially with today's technology and education, you can figure something that works for all age groups.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a reason why old people work out in a pool.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason. It helps your joints, and it's a little bit more easy.
And it's a great starting point
Yeah.
to get you mobile, especially if you're, because gravity is a pain in the ass,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's a reason why that's popular, because it works. So it's like that's because every time I think of old people working out, where do you think they work? Where do you picture them? In water. I just think of that because you watch in the movies, they're like, oh, go left.
That's
go
where
right.
it is. It's been stigmatized.
And, yeah, and then you think of like 30-something older males. Where are they? They're in the gym punching weights and grunting and stuff like that.
Yeah, they all have their stigma.
Yeah, and I think everyone can find their niche, especially you got to find that discipline cycle where it's like, all right, I got to work out at least this much every day and XYZ. And one thing I like what you do is you cater to the person.
Yeah, each person's different. We start
like
you off at a different spot.
You don't have like a binder,
different.
and it's
the way
like
you motivate. It's different.
When you come show up and you call Taylor, it's like, oh, before you talk to me, here's a binder.
That's what you get if you sign up for like our online subscription based stuff, because it's less personalized.
Yeah,
because it's cheap. It's only $15.99 a month, but all that's already put together. It's a whole system.
What do you say to the people when it comes to eating healthy? When you're going out, is it, because that's always the thing that kind of weirds me out, where like you go to a restaurant and you can't just customize your order.
What? Why? I do.
Well, because I bet they hate you.
I apologize in advance. I say, look, I'm sorry. I'm going to be this guy. Can I get this from that and this from that? I'm looking through. It's like, these things sound great. I'd rather just pair these together.
Yeah. I think I've been with you when you've done that.
I think you have.
Yeah. Well, that's not that bad.
No.
You're comparing, like you're taking.
I tip really well.
You're taking items from different already existing items. I can see people going in there and being like, I just need a salad with cod. Like, well, we don't have cod. Well, I need cod.
Oh, no. Those are the
thing.
people. They're an extremist. No, chill out on that. You don't need to
you go
think
in there,
of it that way.
You see a steak. You're like, oh, I like to try the steak or the fish. But instead of having the side of potatoes and whatever, I like to do the side over here that's the asparagus. Is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing, yeah. And, if you look at the sauce, it's on top. If you want to make sure that you're minimizing some things, maybe no sauce, maybe a lemon on the side. Or, you do your own things. But at the end of the day, it's like, unless you have a job to where you're eating out, 2 times a day, and that's a part of your work, eating out occasionally is fine. Don't stress about it. Just focus more, seriously, generalize it a little bit more whole foods, and then other things can be thrown in there depending upon what your goals are.
Yeah, well, because I always think of that as just the idea that you have to eat a certain thing, right? And you get these people who are like, all right, I'm going to Tupperware every meal. And it's like, oh, everyone's going out to lunch.
I've seen people take it to a restaurant.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And that's rude to me.
Yeah, and I always wonder, like, all right, so it's like you made a good point that some people's job requires them to be in a situation where they can't always be that prepared. They have to take clients out. And it's
just adjust. pick the places as much as you can
I don't
and
know.
adapt.
I would feel so weird going to a restaurant and just ordering a salad.
Just a salad?
Yeah, it sounds so like I feel like why am I even spending money? I'd rather just make my own salad.
To be honest, I can't remember a time that I did go to a restaurant and just order like a plain salad
Yeah.
without some sort of protein on
Yeah.
top or something along those lines. I mean, it again, let's say you went to 3 restaurants in a day. And let's say I'm going to resort to maybe some things that you might eat a little bit more. Let's say that your breakfast was, I don't know, maybe, pardon my number, 8 tacos. And then, so it's real heavy, right? And then lunch, okay, maybe you have to have an earlier lunch because you've got some guests that are making it in at 12 o'clock. So you're eating lunch at 10 now.
I'm already
You're still
skipping.
heavy
I'm already,
from the tacos.
I'm already skipping
You
lunch.
might already, are you skipping?
If I've already ate 8 tacos, yeah, I'm skipping lunch.
What about a salad? You didn't have much you didn't have any veggies. A salad is light. That could be an occasion where you might have a salad.
Yeah, maybe.
See? There you go. And then you have a good dinner. That's not as heavy as your breakfast. I'm not encouraging to go eat 8 tacos.
That sounds a little much.
It is a little much. But I apologize for the over-exaggeration in advance.
Well, I see what you're saying. So you're saying there's a balance to it where, like, you have a heavy meal, you have light meals. Like, you want to be conscious of those decisions.
Yeah.
Because how it affects your day and your performance and other aspects of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to just sit there and eat heavy.
No.
And then you'll be tired or lethargic.
And many other potential things. Just think about balance. If you're trying to lose weight, caloric deficit is key. Whole foods are key. Sustainability is key for anybody embarking on any type of health engagement or regimen. It's simple. Discipline is often not your starting point. Your why is your starting point, which usually leads to determination, and then determination helps define discipline.
Because remember, that's what I kind of said at the beginning, is a lot of people who turn to you or turn to do that live is because of something happened.
Something happened or something happened to someone around them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, similar, but it's...
I follow you on social media, and I noticed you're starting doing this fad with the cold plunge. And
contrast therapy.
Yeah, and then the sauna. And I'm thinking, like, this guy has too much time on his hands to be able to do that.
To be able to jump into it? No. We created a business behind it. So we created a second business called Stretch Fire Ice, and so that's a part of that. So no, it's making me money.
Well, I mean, so I have to go to your house or go to your place of business to do it.
Yeah,
because aren't those cold plunges like $1,400 or $14,000, something like that?
No, it depends on the one that you get. Ours was $8,800.
Yeah, but like it generates the ice in it, right? So you're basically it's just an ice machine.
Essentially, it has a refrigerated unit. Yeah, filtration. It filters 27 times every hour. Ozone. It's very clean.
It's complex. I was like, wait a second. People aren't just dumping ice in a bucket.
No, not anymore.
And but see, because I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, I kind of want one of those.
But dude, it's invigorating.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of want one of those.
You get in there, yeah. You jump in there, and it's freaking great.
Yeah.
It's a great way to start your day. It's better than coffee in the morning. And then you throw it in as a part of your recovery routine if you can afford it. Then heck yeah, I know people, and it's not this thing that you have to recurrently do. So I've got plenty of people. We talk about why are we wanting to do this? But this is one and done. I had a lady that was traveling all over for sleep. She was trying to figure out how the heck she was going to be able to sleep better, going from sleep specialist to sleep specialist. We went in, one treatment, bam, everything's reset. We focused on breath principle with it, and she's sleeping like a baby. Continually sends me stuff. I'm still getting the best sleep ever that I've had in 6 years.
Because she got in cold water for like how long?
Well, we went back and forth. So we followed the Soberg principle. We started with cold, went to hot, cold, hot, 4 rounds of cold, 3 rounds of hot. And every time we were in the cold, we focused on different breath principle based upon her comfort level at that time. So adrenals go up, stress hormones go up, using breath principle to regulate and bring down. That way we get a instinctual breath pattern when she leaves, and which helps while she sleeps, and it helps her throughout the day because she has a high-stress job.
Yeah. I mean, I just like it because it's fun. It looks fun.
It is fun. You should come try it out.
So, because I like cold water. It's fun.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, talk to me about that.
Well, it's, when your buddy's pool and it's, because Texas doesn't get really cold.
No, it doesn't. But a lot of guys in Texas,
I'll jump in.
I'll jump in. But you won't do it. Yeah, that's usually what you hear.
I'll jump in.
Okay, you got to come by.
Yeah, that's one thing I was saying. I was like, when I started seeing people sell those cold plunge devices, I was like, that would be awesome to have.
Oh yeah, it's great, and it saves money from throwing ice in a bucket.
And a sauna would be awesome to have too. But again, I'm glad you said something about one you can do it one time and get some results, because when I see that world of health, I'm like, man, it's somewhat of a gatekeeping thing where it's like you got to have money.
Yeah,
to achieve that.
It's typically for the wealth, right?
Yeah.
Is where people look at it. I mean,
Or
you could do the cold, hot shower, contrasting showers,
Yeah.
but it's
because you could do ice baths, but it's still
expensive, man. I mean,
expensive.
you're spending, depending upon where you live. Let's even in the summer, in a cold state like Minnesota,
it probably take you at least $14 worth of ice.
Yeah,
to
get down to 60 to 50 degrees.
Yeah,
in a Texas summer, 14's not going to cut it. You're spending $20 on ice to get down to 50 degrees.
Because what is the goal with the plunge? Like, do you like 32 degrees or what is it?
50 to 40, somewhere like that. I mean, it depends on the allotted amount of time. 50 degrees, 40 degrees would be solid.
Yeah.
At the very end of it, it's what's cold to you, and go from there.
And then the sauna is just a sauna.
Not necessarily, no. Temperature ranges do seem to matter with sauna treatment. The most beneficial, consistent temperatures that's in studies seem to be between 184 and 207 degrees. In Texas, you can't go higher than 194 by state regulation.
Really?
Yeah.
What states allow you to go to 200 plus?
I don't know. I didn't go that far.
I can't believe they regulate that.
Yeah, I didn't know they did either. But I was like, let me make sure.
Well, I mean, you can go higher, though, right? You just don't tell anybody.
I mean, I don't go higher. No, because you never know.
Well, I meant for you.
I mean, for me, yeah, if I do it personally, yeah, I go up to...
So the machine allows you to go up?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
But I regulate it.
No, I get why there's rules.
Yeah, no, I don't want to screw with my insurance.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's the last thing.
I mean, that's hot.
It is hot,
What's
yeah.
the biggest difference between like 194 and 200?
Well, again, it's hot. It's hot for what's hot for you
Yes,
as
I'm
well.
saying,
Again, individualized. But statistically speaking, the average is between that.
Yeah.
And you're talking about, and it goes from like 2xing something, 4xing something, all the way to 16xing, because you can even fire up your growth hormone up to 16 times its natural production. It's crazy what you're able to achieve with natural things like that.
Yeah, I mean, you sweat. And sweating always feels good.
Sweating does feel good, doesn't it?
So I'm saying the cold plunge and the sauna thing, I could do that. Because you're not really moving. And
I'm going to hold you to it, though.
But I mean,
you still get the cardiovascular
no,
health
I'm saying,
from
I
the
like
sauna.
it. Because it's like, all right, this is cold. This is cold.
Yeah.
I like that. Especially after like that first 45 seconds goes away. You're like, am I cold?
Am I not
Can
cold?
I feel anything? Wow, let's see. You always leave like one hand above the water, right? So you can.
And you come in and you bring it back down. Well, I mean, if you were in a pool, depending upon where you're at in the pool, a lot of times, did you ever notice like when you start walking, all of a sudden, okay, yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
Because your body naturally builds
And
that
if you
blanket.
go to the deep end, it's like you're getting colder.
And colder,
Yeah. But yeah, so that's one thing that is fascinating to me recently with the health world. It's the cold plunges, but then it's like, again, it's kind of like that cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy.
Cryotherapy.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those things like, who the heck has one of these?
Yeah.
And it's like, how much is it?
And who can afford to go pay for it consistently?
Yeah, it's wild to me. It's kind of like the IV people. Have you seen that? Like, that would be a great service, but it's $90.
A lot of times it's more.
Well, I know. I'm like, wow, like people really spend a lot of money on their health. That's insane to me.
But I mean, again, studies back that what you spend on your health proactively comes back to make you money, right? So
Maybe.
Usually,
I mean,
yeah.
if you live in like downtown Houston smog, like I think if you got other factors affecting your health.
There's other things, yeah. There's always but again, if you're taking other measures in place.
Well, the way I look at it,
versus those that
this
aren't.
is the way I look at it, Taylor. The healthier you are, the more of a positive chance when you do get injured, your recovery time is cut.
Yes.
So that's one thing I've learned from my wife, is especially since COVID, is the older you get, the longer your recovery time in any type of medical thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why when you hear old people passing away, it's not because of the actual incident. It's because their recovery time, their body couldn't recover like an 18-year-old could. And so it's like, so if you start training and start becoming disciplined in how you eat and how you physically fit your body, you can recover faster.
Yeah.
So like from a surgery or from an infection so that's what I've learned. That's why you want to be healthy. It's because if you get in a car wreck and you can recover faster. Your body knows how to recover.
Yeah, from the things that are out of your control for a lot of times. And with age, and for the things that are even within your control. It's recovery and prevention, two great things. And you're just taking your body through stress. You're intentionally placing stress upon your body so that way it handles stress better at certain points in time.
So you think we should start cutting each other?
No, that's very different. I'm not promoting violence. We're not.
I'm kidding.
This is not a dodge a wrench, dodge a ball thing.
Well, when people start seeing you get into that cold plunge, this guy's just torturing himself. He's
a lot of people think that. It's really not that bad.
I know it's not. It's just cold. Like, it's cold.
That's all it is.
So.
And
there's cold, and then there's real cold.
Yeah. Well, so I start everybody off at like 52 degrees.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah. And if that's too cold, and okay, let's say that you have diabetic neuropathy, for instance. We're not doing 52 degrees. We're going over. So we've got the pool, we've got the hot tub, we've got the sauna, the cold plunge. They're all over there in this area. That's just our spa area.
Yeah.
And so we'll go into the hot tub. We'll start at 78 degrees. Figure out how that feels for their body, because people with diabetic neuropathy or neuropathy in general are going to be a lot more sensitive toward other things. And then we adjust with different things from there. So everyone's different, but playing around with it.
What's the cold? See, if I got one of those things, like the sauna and the spa or the cold plunge, I'd be like, what's the coldest we can do?
What's the coldest you can handle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not handle. Like, what can this thing do?
The coldest that mine can go to is 39.
Yeah, see, I would immediately go to that.
Oh no, I did. But I've been jumping in ice baths since I was a kid.
Because when you start seeing ice forming, and you're like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
And then like the sauna, same thing. We'll see how high we can get this.
When we had the freeze come in, we knew it was coming in. My wife thought I was nuts. I was like, no, I got to go because I had a horse trough in the backyard.
Yeah.
And I filled it with, because that's where I took my ice bath.
Yeah.
It's like, no, hon, I got to go fill the horse trough with water real quick. So that way it freezes over and I could take an ice bath during all the cold.
Yeah.
And so I went out and I filled it and I was like, you're nuts. I was like, that's okay.
This is crazy.
The ice thickened up more than I thought it would. It was like this thick. I had to get a sledgehammer and just to break it open. It was so awesome. Yeah. I loved it. It reminded me of doing the plunge in Minnesota where, you cut the hole in the ice and you go through.
Jump in,
yeah.
And then you got to find your way up. That's the only scary part.
We had competitions. They were group plunges. So people would go out and then you'd have, 20 people and you see who could stay in the water the longest. Vikings.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I liked when I saw that trend happening. I was like, I could see that. I could see you doing that. Because I've done a couple trends, like I biked for a while, and then I hated that, and then it's just but I don't get people. I don't see how people get on a bike and go on public roads. I don't know how they do it.
Are you talking about the cars and all that?
Yeah, like I don't know how they do it, and I don't know if it's more of like, are you a type of person that would go skydiving?
Yeah.
See, I think those are the kind of bikers probably are skydivers. And it's just kind of like, I don't know how people do this. Like, I just couldn't, especially with the clips on their shoes. Like, that's even worse. Like, you're clipped in.
Yeah.
So you're screwed.
Well.
And, yeah, I did not like that. And so I moved away from that.
Well, what did you decide to try instead?
Nothing.
You got to try something.
I don't know yet.
You should. You don't got to.
Bowling doesn't count. That's
no, bowling doesn't count.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless you're chasing after the ball.
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
It doesn't need to be.
I'll get with the OC Wellness and see what's going on. Like, hey, can I just get in your cold plunge? That's all I want to do.
Yeah, come on.
Have a cigar. Get in a cold plunge.
No, we're not going to do that.
I can't get in the cold plunge and have a cigar?
No, you can't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I won't allow that.
That's not fun.
I mean, it is fun still, but
yeah,
you do what you got to do. And things don't have to be extra. So he brought up a good point. A lot of people talk about, when they think of exercise, they think of a gym. I mean, that's typically what's pushed. I mean, that's what's societalized. It's we exercise, gym. It doesn't need to be a gym. Ideally, you're just going out and finding some form of movement that you enjoy, whether it's hiking, whether it's
walking, biking. Now, I mean, especially with COVID, there were so many different cool ideas to do at your house, like how to work out at your house.
In your yard. I mean, get out of the house. And honestly, man, I just put out a post recently about how we spend 90% of our lives, inside nowadays. And by the time that we're 40, we've spent 36 years of our life indoors, and the array of problems that occur from that. But get out. Damn. Get out. Go out and do something. Whether it's play pickleball, whether you go play on a jungle gym. There's adult jungle gyms out there. Find them. Hike, walk, bike, run. Do whatever it is. Go play dodgeball outside, volleyball. Do something. Just get outdoors. Spend more time there. Your body weight will
especially with this weather.
Yeah, it's great.
Weather's great right now.
Oh, and even when the weather, I don't like that as an excuse. So we're talking about contrast therapy, extreme cold, extreme hot. Who cares if it's summer or if it's winter?
In the mood. Because people need moods. So it's like, I'm in a mood to go for a hike because it is so beautiful today.
Why don't you control your own mood?
Oh, I'm not most people. I'd be like, oh man, it's sunny today. Who cares? Let's go bowling. Oh, it's rainy today. Who cares? Let's go bowling. Let's go bowling.
Well, you always have the gym as backup.
No, I'm just kidding.
You can lift the ball. I mean, when you go to the bowling alley, you could just be the guy that's lunging back and forth with a bowling ball.
Be real extreme. I like it. But yeah, there's gyms around here. There's a lot of parks around here. There's a lot of, I guess you call it activities.
Yeah.
So
healthy potential activities to engage in.
Yeah.
Just good activities. It's just variety. And I'm trying to get away from the word healthy too, because what is healthy? That's somewhere where we're at. Like there is a big trend. I don't know if you've heard. There's no such thing as healthy eating.
Well, I think there's so many little avenues you could go down with that thought process, because you think about like when growing up, as I grew up, for example, when you're in the gym, you're goal oriented.
Yeah,
that's the way we were taught. Where it's like, hey, we want to do max bench press, max squats. Let's see what your max is. And you catalog that. But now I bet, from what I understand, when you're going through school and strength training, they don't do that really anymore. It's not about pushing your body to do that one squat. It's like, let's just get your body used to pushing weight.
Yeah.
Because they've found out it's bad for you to try to
consistently over time,
like overdo your body.
Yeah,
and
it's the overload principle.
Yeah, and so that can go. I feel like the health world is going to be evolving always because of that. And
it will,
especially when it's like legal to do steroids. It's going to be crazy because everyone's just going to be popping pills, drinking shakes, injecting stuff, and it's like you're a machine.
Yeah, well, that's something that grinds my gears in the health world. You see one study come out and say and give you maybe a 60 or even a 70% scale tip toward one method. And then people just go off of that. This is it. One way. Bam. This method is the bee's knees. There is no one way. For one, almost everything in health is very, very minimally researched. We're still figuring a whole lot out. We're still figuring a lot out about us, society, and there's so many different factors that come into play. So to phrase something so blanketly like, this is the only way. Stop doing this. No one should do that. It's scary, and it's in my opinion, it can easily be used as a marketing tactic to promote fear mongering, and I don't like that. There is no one way, and you brought that up. There are so many variables that come into play. Figuring out what you actually like to do.
Yeah, because I imagine there is a science to the bare minimum, but we're not going to really care to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, because I could see someone saying, oh, you need to get your heart rate at least this X amount of times a day, and then that way your heart's working out. It's considered a workout for your heart, not for your muscles, but it's just that your heart is working.
I've got a very small percentage of people that I actually take through to figure out their heart rate zones and things that are willing to get that science, that should be that scientific. Because to me, that makes
sense, but it's like, I don't really care because we're only living once. Who cares?
We're only living once. So another fun thing, you can dance anywhere. and you could play some music. A lot of people enjoy dancing when no one's watching. So dance. It gets your heart rate up. Are you breathing heavily? Okay, your heart rate's up. Don't worry about if you're at this point and you're just trying to engage in some healthy activity or trying to be a healthier individual. Stop looking at your watch. Stop looking at the heart rate.
Yeah, I like it.
Talk. Is it harder to talk in a sentence? You go, hey, Dick, how's it going?
Don't talk to me while I'm doing stuff. Don't talk to me while I'm doing stuff.
No?
No.
Oh, shame.
I always laugh when you're watching the movies and they're like running together and they're talking about their boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever. I'm like, there's no way they're having a conversation right now. Like, you're running. Like,
depends on how fast they're running.
I don't think there's even like an acceptable speed that would be considered running while you're talking.
Okay, so running versus jogging. So they're jogging, light jogging. They're like zone 2 cardio. Typically, people can carry on a conversation. And
yeah, but you're never going to be able to keep that pace up equally for that long.
Well,
everyone's different.
Everyone's different.
It's all fake.
Everyone's different.
It's all fake.
Some people, no. A lot of people, yeah, they could probably carry it on for like an hour or two.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so annoying.
Just talk for that long?
Yeah. Well, just to be expected to talk while you're running. I'm like, let me get this out of the way, and then we'll hang out.
Well, drop the expectations. You know, get out of there. Well, you just run a little faster.
Yeah. That'd be great.
You're still talking.
So now we made our own movie scene that's even more entertaining. So that's what you need to do. But well, especially here, you're located in Conroe, and you are available right now for people to. You do nutrition, you do workouts, you do. I wouldn't even call it diet. Was it diet? Do you diagnose people? Diagnose?
Yeah, we to some extent. Yeah, I don't provide clinical diagnosis.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to clarify. And then of course you have like the spa stuff, which is really cool. It's new. I bet a lot of people who are listening are like, I want to try that.
Yeah.
Call Taylor. And then you also do like basically you can go all the way 100% with people. Like, what are you eating? What's your daily routine? What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? And I can help you. And then it's like, what are you? We go grocery shopping. I've seen
teach people how to read labels.
Yeah,
teach them how to cook.
I've seen you do that with
they don't
people.
want to cook. They don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
Provide recipes. We've got a cookbook coming out soon.
Yeah.
If they suffer from asthma or COPD, we work on the way that they breathe, how to breathe more efficiently. We go through the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I really like that. Because some people need to go that way, need that help.
Yeah.
And then some people are like, I'm just looking for a good workout, dude. That's all I need is a good workout.
And I'm looking to, some people come in, I've got this going on. You know, it's a symptom. Oh, maybe it's sleep, maybe it's stress, whatever it may be. Maybe it's diabetes, maybe whatever it may be. And I just want to fix this. I don't want this to happen anymore. I don't want to feel this way anymore. Okay, so assess everything. This is the quickest way that we can get you there. Are you willing to do that? If not, then this is the second quickest way that we can get you there. Are you willing to do that? Is this sustainable for you? Sure. Okay, we'll go with number 2. And
well, there you go. OC Wellness.
Yeah.
And do you want to let
keeping
people,
it original?
You want to let people know where you phone number and everything?
Yeah, please. Guys, gals, I hope that you were able to get something from this. Please follow us on social platforms, the OC Wellness, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and give us a call at 936-253-9322 or 936-25. I don't remember the other number. Forget that one. 936-215-5166. I got that.
So the phone number I put on there is 936-253-9322.
We've got multiple numbers now, and they all work.
That one works?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not your personal one?
No, that one works. No, we're good.
I don't want to give that out. Taylor, thank you so much for being on the morning show. Here, we'll get you back in. We'll get an update after. I kind of want to film me doing the cold plunge.
Bring it.
And stuff, and then we can show the audience how big of a baby I am.
Well, we could even chat in the sauna a little bit, and just
a sauna. I mean, I want to do the cold plunge. That's what I really want to do.
Well, let's do it.
To me, that's awesome, man. I love that idea. It's just, especially you can go down to 39 degrees. That's so cold.
Well, I'm gonna bring it down to 39.
That's
right off the bat.
so cold. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I feel like something would come out of me, if you know what I mean.
I hope not.
Or does it go back? Hold on. Well, your body tenses up when you first.
Yeah, you vasoconstrict. Yeah, you come in. But I always recommend pee first. Go to the bathroom because a lot of people, their instinct is to, pee for warmth.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cold. I can't believe people do that. That's so cold. But what's the long? Before we go, we're talking about the cold plunge real quick. How long have you been in there in 39 degrees?
11 to 12 minutes. But I did a 2.5 minute breath hold. Also.
Damn, underwater?
Yeah, 39 degrees. I was real proud of myself.
What does your nose feel like after that?
Great.
I can't imagine.
Fantastic. Actually, I came out of that and I was like, oh, that's the, ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That one got me a little bit.
But
in a great way. The whole rest of the day, I was jacked up. I was mentally psyched to tackle anything the world threw at me.
Well, there you go. That's the way the OC Wellness works, guys. We're going to take a music break here on Mornings with Lone Star. I got my next guest coming in. We have Caleb Holscher. He's a musician, and he's going to be here right after around 10 o'clock, I say. So we're going to take a quick music break. We'll be back here on Mornings with Lone Star.